And the other side, Tim McGorry in his first year, obviously won a championship, a state championship here when he was at Central Catholic, and was at Moravian, was at Lehigh, and coming back to his alma mater means so much for him. Matt Rauscher, their quarterback, only a junior, has already passed for 733 yards and 7 touchdowns. When you look at his size and you look at the type of player he is, it's pretty impressive of what he can bring out there, especially tonight.
You're right, and I think the one thing in a coaching circle that people understand is, Coach McGorry, he's been around, as you said, he's Lehigh, Moravian, and he's been out recruiting players, and his biggest compliment to Rauscher was saying that he's a dude. That's one thing every college coach will say. If you hear that word, you know that kid's a player. If he's given time, he can pick apart defenses.
Rauscher has a little more time, back in the end zone, and what a grab! The touchdown by 18 yards to Halavic. That was impressive. Great throw, great catch.
District 11 Championship Football live tonight from Northern Lehigh High School. Tonight they play for District Gold. Very pleasant good evening and welcome to the final of the district championship games in the sport of football. The improved play of quarterback Matt Rauscher is a big reason while they stand on the verge of a championship season.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous season, Mike. He's done it both with his feet and with his arm. 161 for 248, 1,807 yards and 15 touchdowns through the air. And then, as I said, he can run 89 carries, 490 yards and 12 TDs with his feet. So that's the dual threat, and that's been the situation that most defenses have had a problem with, especially down this stretch.
Last week in their semifinal round win against Northwestern. Rauscher here with time, looking over the middle and has a man. The pass is complete, and it'll be good for first down yardage. That's George Slavic.
Great job by the quarterback Rauscher looking over the field. You're going to see him right here. He gets good protection. He can stay in that pocket, can really survey the field, and then he gets electric coming down the middle of the field.
That is a big-time throw.
Yeah, the sequencing is really important, and you got to have everybody on the same page.
Rauscher with a dart downfield, and it is caught. It is Slavic on the reception. He's run out of bounds at the 6.
Again, you're right. Step for step, he's covered down that sidelines, and he looked at him the whole time, as you can see from our camera angle, and you're going to see how he just gets that ball over the shoulder. And again, Barnes was on him, but not enough.
Rauscher forced out of the pocket, trying to extend the play. Jukes a defender, diving towards the pylon.
That's where we head next, as the Vikings went to Emmaus to battle the Green Hornets. Gwen Begley was there and has the highlights.
One of just 2 home games left for Emmaus Friday night. The Vikings coming in and spoiling the Hornets' homecoming. They score on their first possession. Quarterback Matt Rauscher connects with George Hlavik for a 32-yard touchdown pass to take a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. A long drive later, it's Rauscher who finds the end zone, running it in for a yard to go up by 14. Results in another Central score. Rauscher escaping multiple tackles to trudge 11 yards into the end zone. It's 21-3. As Central responds with a 55-yard touchdown. Central will score once more and put an exclamation point on the 35-17 win over Emmaus, a big one for the Vikings.
What an evening for Matt Rauscher, over 250 yards of total offense, 5 total touchdowns, getting it done through the air and on the ground.
It's 14-0 Parkland. You're thinking, okay, is this where they pull away? Yep. Well, Matt Rauscher and the Vikings saying not so fast. Halfway through the second quarter, Rauscher with a BB into George Hlavik. 9-yard score, 14-8 after a 2-point conversion. Vikes trying to take the lead before halftime. Rauscher here buying all kinds of time. He was impressive all night doing this. Airs it out for Jack Gorey, and he's got it. Pickup of 30. What a slugfest. I was going to say most impressive there, Central Catholic, Rauscher especially. He played a really, really good game tonight. Really promising quarterback.
Yep. Welcome back here to BASD Stadium. I'm Dan Wanzer alongside me, Matt Height. Matt, I want to dive a little bit further into some individual players if we can before we get started. And I think we got to start with Matt Rauscher. 16 of 24, 205 yards and a touchdown last week through the air against Freedom. And then it doesn't stop there. 12 carries for 115 yards as well. So a dual threat quarterback on our hands. What do you expect to see from Rauscher?
Rauscher's a guy, a big kid. Back there in the pocket, only a junior, so I think the future is bright at the quarterback position for Central Catholic, but certainly Rauscher has had a very fine junior season, and you mentioned the dual threat possibilities. It kind of brings back memories of the great Brandon Nosovich, who played here at Allentown Central Catholic, led the Vikings to a state championship. Back in 2010, went on to play at University of South Carolina and Boston College. It reminds me of kind of the dynamic offenses that we saw from Central Catholic at the beginning of this decade, but Rauscher's a guy that can do damage with his legs as well as through the air.
Along with my partner, Kyle Berger. I'm Mike Ventola, and Kyle, this is going to be a lot of fun here tonight. You know, for first-year head coach Tim McGorry, he has been very excited with what his Central Catholic Vikings have been able to do, and large in part because he's had himself a great quarterback this year at Matt Rauscher, the guy. He has been unbelievable in throwing the football.
And he's coming off a good game, too, despite the loss last week to Freedom. Threw for over 200 yards and a touchdown, ran 15 times for another 100-plus yards, so a two-way threat at quarterback. That gives you a good chance to win any high school football game.
Well, in order for that big play of the game to happen, got to, of course, talk about the player of the game, which is brought to you by Big Woody's, and it's, of course, for Central Catholic.
Well, Rauscher did it with his arm and his legs last week. He did the same touchdown pass to Rivera. Look at those passing numbers. 13 out of 15, 160 yards. We just saw 2 of his touchdown passes tonight. Then he did it with his legs, 149 yards rushing. And he really kind of iced the game late with a touchdown run. This a 49-yard run from deep in Central Catholic territory. Then a long run. He's going to lose the football at the end of this run, but Central Catholic was able to recover it, and on the very next play, Rauscher on the zone read finds the end zone, a brilliantly executed play, and he is our player of the game, and that was an easy choice.
Certainly was. Just a tremendous football game here tonight at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium, and hats off to Central Catholic. And
just so impressed by quarterback Matt Rauscher, showing poise all night. But Matt Rauscher really the story here for Central Catholic tonight.
Line and turn around and look for the football.
What an impressive drive, just when they needed it for the Central Catholic Vikings.
And we talked a lot about Matt Rauscher here on this drive and what he was able to do. We talked also about the running game at length tonight, but really this drive is all about Rauscher and what he was able to do with his decision making and really making plays outside the pocket. We saw him pick up a couple of first downs with his legs and taking what the defense was giving him in the passing game as well, stepping up in the pocket. Getting the ball to his playmakers was crucial, and then here on the touchdown, he's rolling.
That was the one that got it to the 12-yard line, and then Rauscher stepping up off balance into the end zone.
And again, we talk about the decision-making of Rauscher, looking downfield, climbing the pocket, and delivers a perfect ball to Hlavik in the end zone. Another nice job by Rauscher. Again, we've been talking about it all night. Getting outside the pocket, and he makes another brilliant throw right where it needs to be.
First and 32. What do you got in the playbook for that? Rauscher scrambling. Throws complete, near a first down. Marked out of bounds is McGorry at the 20.
Here they want points on the board. They know they're going to have to take the shot. Again, we see Rauscher making a play and extending the play with his legs. A beautiful ball. This has been the theme really here in the second quarter thus far, and that's Matt Rauscher tucking the ball down and making plays outside the pocket with his legs. He does it again here. He's looking downfield. Nothing there. He evades one tackler, gets to the edge, and then gets to the sideline, protecting himself and the football. Another heads-up play by Rauscher, and they move the sticks once again. We've seen this a couple of times in the early going tonight for the Central offense. They like to get Rauscher moving. This time they get him going to his right, to his throwing side, and he's able to find Rivera for a nice pickup and the first down.
It's one of the things that Tim Huntsman, the Parkland coach, said about Rauscher, said he makes good decisions. And
yes, he does.
And what adjustments Parkland made defensively to try and counter what Matt Rauscher has been able to do offensively. You can just see the confidence building in Matt Rauscher.
And here he goes, rolling to his right like we've seen him do so often tonight. This time backing up, and he dumps it down to his safety valve again. That's Jaden Williams.
He has made fantastic decision after fantastic decision. Second down and 6. Rauscher will throw complete inside the 5. First and goal to McGorry, who has had a monster night. That ball was thrown before McGorry even turned around, and it was right on the money.
These two have had that instant connection all night long, like you mentioned. And this time McGorry, like you said, the ball's coming out before he's even turned looking for it.
How much has Central dominated here in the second half? The Vikings have run 30 plays from scrimmage. 3-0. Parkland, 3.
It's the read here from Rauscher, and then he checks it down to McGorry. McGorry getting upfield.
4th and goal at the 8. Rauscher in the gun. Williams behind him. Rauscher forced out of the pocket, running left, needs to get to the end zone, breaks a tackle to the pylon.
But what a play by Rauscher.
This guy's trying to will them to the end zone.
Great throw here from Rauscher, gets the ball out of his hands quick. Gio Robinson makes the grab.
Clock running, 30 seconds to go. They're going to play on here. Rauscher throws complete for another first down. Rauscher out of bounds to Rivera at the 30 with 10.3 to go. Rauscher looking deep, catch is made, touchdown Hlavik.
Shepard, I'm Bob Capasso. Glad to have you along. A rematch of last year's playoffs. All right, let's take a look at the Vikings, and they are led by Matt Rauscher, who has been outstanding, not only throwing the ball, but nearly 500 yards running it.
1,722 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, 460 yards rushing, and 10 touchdowns.
Rauscher to throw, has time, deep down the middle, has a man that is complete. It's Robinson. Robinson turns, stays on his feet, and he has all 23 plus, and it is a 1st and goal for Central Catholic.
Made that look easy.
1st and goal from the 5.
For Rauscher. Rauscher to throw, rushes on, throws, it is complete for a 1st down to the 29-yard line. It's Halavic.
Nice job of getting the ball off and getting the completion. There you can see nobody open, so he just decides to run. He does a nice job.
Receivers to the far side. Rauscher looks that way, throws on the slant. It is complete. Under 50 seconds left. 3rd and 9. Williams, no. Rauscher throws. That is complete. It is complete and out of bounds to Halavic. At the 31-second mark.
Yep. Nice ball.
2nd down and 10.
Yep.
Very pleasant good evening and welcome to Saturday Night Football here on TV2 Sports. Mike Zambelli pleased as always to be joined by Jim Will. Big Woody's player of the game is Central Catholic Viking quarterback Matt Rauscher.
He did a lot, Mike, and he didn't do, his stats aren't too gaudy, but the thing of it is he really controlled the ball game. He did a nice job in the second half when he needed to. He's 12 for 18, 156 yards, good numbers, and a touchdown. But the thing of it is he did what he needed to do. That time he hit McGorry with the touchdown pass, but he did a nice job of using himself as well as everybody else. This is a big play right here to get himself out of trouble. That was a big play on that drive. And then you're going to see him run with the football, something he didn't do much of here tonight, but when he did, he made it count, and that was a big option for him right there, and also the 1-yard touchdown. So he did a nice job of managing the ball game, and very, very good job in the second half.
Yeah, and, it looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield. A great stiff arm there.
Tell you, for Vikings fans, got to be thrilled with how this offense has been able to move the football, and Matt Rauscher is continuing to make play after play. And with them is Jack McGorry. Matt Rauscher has had an efficient night here at quarterback, and Rauscher showing off his feet, still going, rumbling and stumbling, gets back upright, and he gets tackled at the 49-yard line for the Golden Hawks, and for the Vikings, their biggest play of the night coming from the feet of the quarterback, Matt Rauscher.
45-yard run by Rauscher, fakes the pitch, and then it's really all Rauscher. There's some blocking down there, really nice kick-out block by Nick Reamer, the senior left tackle, and then just individual effort there by Rauscher, just refusing to go down until Banks was dragged for about 8 or 9 yards.
We talked about Matt Rauscher in the open and what he was capable of doing, and he has lived up to the reputation. Rauscher. When he looked to Williams, he will throw. It's a good pass, and it is caught at the 45-yard line.
Can you just take it right out of his belly? Watch here. Here comes the DN. See ya. And he goes right around the edge, gets 10, 11, 12 yards for another 1st down for Central Catholic.
Expect some sort of pressure from the Golden Hawks. And Rauscher's going to look to throw. Moving. Fires a pass. It's caught. The 1st down for Central Catholic.
Very heads-up play by the Central Catholic quarterback, and a perfect strike thrown by Rauscher, who is having a career game tonight.
Matt Rauscher this half rushing the football, Kyle, is 5 for 105 yards and a touchdown.
That's a great game for most running backs, and this is a quarterback who's done it in about 15 minutes of football.
I was about to say, the century mark is usually wonderful for tailbacks.
Yes. And remember, he threw for 200 plus, ran for over 100 last week in the loss to Freedom.
The Central Catholic Vikings played some game here tonight.
Well, good evening and welcome to EPSD Stadium along with Patrick Kiefer, Connor High, and Scott Johnson. I'm Ray Canaveri.
And then, Connor mentioned about their quarterback, Matt Rauscher, number 2.
He can scramble a little bit if he gets in trouble. He's not afraid to tuck it under and run around almost a la Fran Tarkington for those of us who've been around for a long time. Back at EPSD Stadium, Connor High, you've had a great look at Matt Rauscher from field level. How has he looked from your vantage point?
He has looked pretty good down here on the field. Really, he's shown a lot of confidence in his throws tonight. I think that's probably been the biggest thing. Just the fact that, he's not afraid to thread the needle on some of his throws, and he's putting in great results because of it.
Yeah, I think if Connor's interviewing Coach McGorry, his first question has to be the play of Matt Rauscher. Just outstanding tonight.
Let's throw it down to Connor High, who has Central Coach McGorry. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Tim McGorry. Coach, really big win tonight. You got really good quarterback play out of Matt Rauscher. What'd you see well out of him?
He did a great job making decisions, taking care of the football. Obviously, he ran the ball extremely well, so couldn't be prouder. Matt's a great player, and he's got a lot of football. His best football is ahead of him.
And we're going to get a test on conditioning coming in the second half. Come with pressure. Rauscher buys some time and is able to find a receiver. Well, he turned a 7-yard loss into positive yards there, and was able to step up into the pocket and finds Jack McGorry.
No question about it. He did a nice job of not panicking here. You can see they were coming in from the side. Does a great job of getting to the outside. His vision stays down the field, eyes down the field the whole time. Very good job by Rauscher.
Well, they always talk about quarterbacks buying time, moving east-west.
Meanwhile, Rauscher has done an excellent job here in this quarter of really taking over control of this offense and doing a nice job of calling a good situation.
Yep.
Good vision by Rauscher. He did a nice job of keeping his head downfield, waited for that play to develop. Good job by Rauscher doing damage control right there to get themselves upfield for a first down.
It's played a good football game. He's managed it. They've moved the ball.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'm Chris Michael along with Tony Coca. Here's a look at Matt Rauscher and his exploits. I got to think Rauscher's one of the most underrated players this year, but he not only did a good job running the offense, but you can see that leadership, and a lot of people have said a lot of good things about what he's been doing off the field this year.
Yeah, I think when you got the new coach coming in, new program like that, and so he sort of did fly under the radar, but next year he's not going to fly under the radar, because if there's anything he's done this year, he's going to be the quarterback of next year.
The Rauscher Show, Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Take a look at Mr. Rauscher. Matt Rauscher, the quarterback from Central Catholic. He's going to be the man next year.